Good morning. It's a little after 8. I've been up for probably an hour packing, getting that fire going for some coffee, and just kind of putzing around, enjoying the scenery. I already got my hammock all taken down. Usually leave the tarp for last, so it's on the top of my pack. If I get somewhere while it's raining, I can throw that up quick. And if it's raining when I'm breaking down, it keeps me dry. I just got a tiny little twig fire going to heat that pot, which has a coating of tar on it like you wouldn't believe from these little twigs and whatnot. Anyway, I'm out of like any real wood, so I'm just burning twigs to keep that, and I filtered the water so it doesn't have to get to a boil. It just has to be hot for some hot coffee. Oh man, and it's a roaring boil. I guess that's good to go. Got distracted packing. Alright, well, I'm probably going to let you guys go, because I'm sure there's nothing more boring than watching a guy pack his campsite up, huh? I don't know, I probably forgot to mention, but that right there is a bear box. So that was pretty nice that was provided. It actually has like a padlock on it, so if you had come out here to hunt and stuff, you could lock gear up that you were nervous about leaving behind, which is what I would have done had I known. But I actually just carried my gun with me the whole time anyway, so. Alright guys. Oh, let's take a quick one more gander at the river here. Alright. Off in the shadows there's some fog coming up off the water around the bend. And that's my direction. Oh yeah, lots of that fog. Sun's kind of washing everything out. Beauty morning. Still. Alright. Goodbye. Until next time. You know, I just noticed something else. I knew it was cold last night, but there's actually a layer of frost on the table. I don't know if you can see. I'll get my finger to melt it so it's wet and dark. That's actually frost. Look at that. Down there. Frost. So, it definitely got cold last night. The air temp must have hit 32 at least. There's no frost on any of the foliage or anything. Just a little bit of dew. So, pretty cool. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I think this would be called a false chanterelle. A little bit more orange than yellow. Oh, he's got some frost on his cap. Oh, and poor spider. Anyway, I think this would be called a false chanterelle. I'm not sure. It's not a jack-o'-lantern. Even smells sweet like a chanterelle does. But a chanterelle has really kind of strange gills that run down the stalk. As I understand it, they're more like folds than traditional gills. But this is also way out of season for them. Alrighty, for real. Probably won't see you again till we're on the river. Maybe 1 or 2s. I feel like that first set of 1 I went down looked rougher than these. So we're gonna give it a go. Just get my glove back on after getting the GoPro started. Alright. The path looks pretty obvious. I'm going to take this little chute here. There's a lot of debris collected here, a beaver dam kind of, or a beaver lodge behind me. Those little buggers kept waking me up in the middle of the night, last 2 nights, slapping their tails. I don't know why. I wouldn't have thought I'd be a threat to them. Shit, I picked the wrong way for this one. Oh God. Hidden rock or two. So I don't really know what I'm doing. That's probably what that was. Maybe that's why it's listed as being a little high. This looks like a little shelf here. Oh, that's a big rock. Oh fuck. Didn't see that guy. This is very moldy. If I was sitting up in a canoe, this would have been trouble. Making through this, taking the dumbest path possible. No rock is the biggest rock. There's going to be a lot of bleeps in these videos. Christ almighty. I had to have shot just for the rockiest part of that. I'm gonna have some battle scars on the old boat. I got the heart pumping. Not bad though. Every time I scrape a rock, it freaks me out. It was a little bit longer than I was expecting. Went around the bend there. But that's a pile of geese up ahead of me. Oh god. Darn woodies. I was focused on those geese, I didn't even notice the woodies were well within range. That's frustrating. I'm gonna see if I can get close enough to these geese to pop one of them in the head. I hope this is recording, I'm not gonna stop and check. Pedal non-aggressively while maintaining a decent speed. If I can get them to congregate on one side, I might be able to get pretty close to them. They all go on the left side. If I get one skittish one, they'll all take off. Oh, don't worry, I hear you. Well, might as well shut down. I tried to get a deer on video for you earlier, but I think my GoPro shut off right as I was shooting down a big old beaver dam too, so that was kind of fun. Sorry you missed that. This is going to be more about me telling stories than actually seeing them. Alright. I just wanted to share with you this real peaceful stretch of river. It is very sandy. Lots of sandbars. That's a small one there. Passed a big one earlier. I debated on stopping him for a bite, but I'm probably an hour away from my portage. The next set of rapids, so I think I'll take my break there. I haven't seen any waterfowl since that pile of geese. I can't believe I didn't even notice those woodies. I was so focused on the geese. That's it really. It's a light breeze. It's cool but not cold. And it is just easy sailing right now. But this river turns on a dime. Extremely tortuous, snaky, bends, lots of bends, and after one bend it'll turn to rock, another bend it'll be sand, another bend it'll be rapids. It all seems to happen fairly quickly. It changes. Once I see a duck around this corner, I'm gonna turn you off. Just wanted you guys to appreciate this beautiful late morning. What the heck are you? Oh, that's a grouse right there. I'll shoot a grouse. Then I'll go get you. Makes a lot of noise. I'd be surprised if he stays put. But grouse can be kind of dumb. You might think I don't see him. Got him. Oh shit, no, I didn't. Well, unless there were three in there, the one that I thought I shot was the second one to fly away, is my guess. That sounds more likely. So, this is why I got my waders on. Gonna beach this here and go check it out. I find it hard to believe that there'd be three of them sitting there. I there even see two in one spot. So, like I said, there's three of them right here. Mine flew off. I saw feathers and I heard kicking. Oh, I did get him. Heck yes. Heck yeah. That is cool. I've never gotten one of these guys before. That is a pretty bird. That's exciting. I can't believe there's three of them in that tree. Well, I think we'll leave them whole for now. And my heart's pounding. That was cool. Shot a grouse out of my boat. Huh. Alrighty. And if I got all three of those, that would have been my limit. I'm not sure. Rough grouse versus spruce. Look at that. Just a beaut. Just a beauty. Very cool. Did use 2-shot, which I think normally you hunt grouse with like 6, 7 maybe. That is going to be a good dinner. Heck yeah. Oh boy. Well, that was a thrill. There were 3 grouse sitting up there, which is crazy. I feel like I never see them more than 2, and that's even rare. I feel like I only ever see them 1 at a time. Pick up my shell here. Could have shot my limit if I got all 3 of them. Perhaps if I had seen them in the tree, I could have been a little quicker to reload and pop them off. But really good shot. 1 shot and down. Let's get these shells put away. Alright. I wonder if they were coming down to the water for a drink or to grab some grit. It's very sandy here. Ah, that's good. Thought I got dinner for tonight. Still wouldn't turn down some waterfowl. But we'll see what the day brings. Oh, there's something big swimming across the river there. I don't think that's a deer. I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, it was a deer. That's cool. I spooked it. Was trying to cross, but saw me and turned around and headed back up the bank it came down, I guess. Still, cool. Cool to see. I'm just getting to my portage around the long portage. It says the portage is left or right. I saw a sign pointing to the left. And there's supposed to be a takeout on the left. I would think they'd be the same. This looks like the portage on the right would be my guess, but I don't actually know. People are definitely taken out this way. Ocean Rapids. I just passed a couple of guys. Oh, that might be the portage there. In a canoe fishing. And they gave the advice to get out. Uh-oh. Where's my phone? Oh, it's in my belly. There we go. So let's take a look. I've come not to care for the exactness of these maps. It says on the right there's carrying access and a campsite. That's this. Now, Dr. Barney's Rapids 1, 2. Over here, Dr. Barney's Rapids 1, 2. Long series of boulders, portage left or right. Sign right there, which is seen in profile so you can't see it, says that there's a portage on the left, which might be that there. That does not look bad. I think I'm going to go for it. I got my gun tied down already, got my life jacket on. I'm gonna go for it. It's not looking too bad. Just gotta dodge the boulders. I do not want to do 6 miles of foraging. So, I would say point of no return is just up here. Should be able to paddle out of this still. This looks a lot like the last one I just did. So, I think it'll be manageable. One series of boulders, it says. Looks like a clear shot there. Okay, I'm in it. There's no turning around now. The sun's in the worst possible position. Glare is making it so I can't see boulders versus just converging rapids. I see a vehicle just up here on my right. So I'm guessing that might be the parking lot for the carrying access. Shit. Ah, shit. Yeah, not so bad. If it was that guy, I was there to save my life. I'm sure that's how it would have gone. None of my gear would have been damaged. And I made the right choice. Overall, those were not bad. Just long. A couple of freaky spots. But I just saved myself 6 fucking miles. I might stop and have a drink there, huh? Cool off because my heart is just ripping. Howdy. Mind if I come up for a minute? I can just use a break. Stopped and had a beer and some lunch and a chat with that gentleman at the takeout, which I thought I was through the rapids and I was not. And I meant to clean this grouse there, but I forgot about it. So I'm gonna do it here. a little tough in waders. There you go. So I understand it. Stand on the wings. Get the feet yank. There it goes. Oh, that didn't work out. It's supposed to leave just the breast behind. None of the skin or guts or anything. They kind of all stay behind. So he's getting warm. I need to get him in a cooler. There's his gizzard, or his gullet, just full of business. That's not his gizzard. There's the other bit. That was all supposed to come off in one. Not quite. And got to keep one wing on him for field dressing. I'll take the other one off. God, look at that beautiful white meat. If there wasn't already a chicken of the woods, well, there's his heart in there still. If there wasn't already a chicken of the woods, I'd call this the chicken of the woods. Some people do, but that's a mushroom. All right. Esophagus, heart, boom, gone. That's more or less clean. Here are the feathers on this one wing as much as possible. At least the ones touching the meat. Man, that is a good looking bird. That's going to be tasty. Get more than a couple nuggets off of him. I'll give him a quick rinse. It'll be cooked, so anything. Oh, yeah. No damage to the breast meat. That's good. Look at that. That is gonna be just darn tasty. Throw them in there. The wing out of the way as much as possible. Get all the air out I can. Apparently I got guts on me still. Here we go. Field dressed and packed. I'm going in some ice. Which also good I stopped because I left my cooler open. I want to try and preserve that ice with how hot it is as much as possible. I got another day. This battery's almost dead, but here I am at second to last set of rapids. This has got a long portage. It says 880 yards, but it seems like a really short amount of rapids. It says to run them on the right over here. Maybe just come in here, up and then down. That'll be really hard to negotiate with my boat, especially with how fast they're moving. I think the safest option, the smartest option, with the least amount of portage, is just to carry over this rock I'm standing on. Grab my bags, set them down, grab my boat, set it down, reload. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Easy peasy. Well guys, I finally made it to my campsite. It's actually pretty awesome. We've got a table, the crappy bench that goes by the fire pit like normal. But then they got the picnic table. And someone even left a folding chair here, which I am letting the sweat of my shirt hopefully dry a bit, and the boots for my, or the inner, the second layer of socks that I use inside my waders. Makes them fit better, keeps them warm. Anyway, oh man, I am beat. Ended up paddling through a lake, and that first bit of rapids that I showed you. God, look at that view. That wasn't even half of it. And then I had like, I don't know, another half mile of class 1 rapids, they call them. It was just me scraping my boat across rocks for a half mile. God, it went so slow. And that was after paddling through the lake, which also, of course, went slow. Head into the wind. And down the lake. Also took me a minute to find this place because, look at this. Look at that. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Just drenched in sweat. So here's the sleeve, not drenched in sweat. This is what was inside my waders, just soaked. I'm actually sitting shirtless right now, kind of cooling off. Oh man, I could just look at that view though for days. I tell you what, I might hang my hammock from that pole to that pole. Forecast said clear skies, I think, for tonight. I'm gonna double check that. I got 1 bar of service, so I'm gonna double check that. And I might not even put my tarp up. Yeah. But just a brutal last like 4 miles. It was exhausting. Oh, this campsite. This campsite is marked at being just before 40 miles. The 40th river mile. I got to where it should have been, where it's marked on the map, not there. Went a little further down, there's a little cut in, like a little inlet, or I guess outlet, a little confluence from like a tiny little trickle of a creek, which is actually on the map, and it shows that this campsite is up inside of that. So I paddled up into it, I got out, I walked on some game trails, nothing. Took my boat back upriver, so I was on the other side of 40, so I was going towards 41. Did that as much as I could, and finally I gave up and decided if I got to put 5 more miles in, I better get trucking because it's going to get dark in about 2 hours. Got moving, and sure enough, it was a quarter mile further down than what it was marked. And then it was up this steep hill, which at the time I hated, but now I love. And my arms are so tired, I don't even want to hold this phone anymore, so I am not going to walk around. I was going to cook up that breast, but now I'm going to have cold dinner and a little bit of liquid substance and pitch my hammock. I might do my hammock and have a drink right now, and maybe I'll show that to you guys before it gets too dark, or maybe in the morning. So we'll have to see. Alright, just a quick update. Got my tarp and my hammock up, lickety split, and my chair up, which is very much needed. It's essential. Way more comfortable than these other ones. But it's very similar to how I had it before. Just drawn straight out rather than down. This is just tall enough for me to stand in, which is not very tall. And this flap will be anchored down the hill a little ways probably while I'm sleeping or whatever. And it actually won't provide very much rain cover because it's pulled back so far. But what I'll probably do is loosen the ridge line, pull this down the hill, and that'll bring the ridge forward. Kind of doming it a little bit. Oh man, stuff stuck to me. Anyway, but for now, like I said, I don't think it's supposed to rain. It's crystal clear skies right now, but it can change. For now, it's just about the view. This sweet, sexy view. Oh. It'll be fun watching the sun go down over this. No more hunting today, I don't think. I don't have it in me to walk around. I'm not gonna cook dinner. I'm just gonna have jerky and granola, I think. Kind of continuation of lunch. Yeah. So, with nothing fun to do or show, this is probably it for the night. Thanks for watching. You know, I haven't even walked around the campsite to see what it's like. So I got to the communal area, which I've shown you. There's two paths, and they're marked. One headed off that way, one headed off that way. So let's see if we can find a spot to pitch a tent, which is what these spots are intended for. Oh yeah. There's a nice little divot there for a tent. It's definitely a low spot, so you'd be getting wet. And what do we got here? An orange polypore? What are you? You're like upside down. Oh man. It's a lobster mushroom. It is a lobster mushroom. And this one's in good shape. That's cool. Got kind of a anise. Let's give it a smell. Anise and seafood. But yeah, that's a lobster mushroom. That is just so cool. And I don't think this is really the time of year for them either. Oh, if I'd gotten here earlier, I'd be cooking that up with my grouse. Instead, it's gonna sit there. And so that's a parasitic fungus on another fungus. Parasitized or whatever. So, you're right that there's often more than one, but it's the only one I found. That is cool. Anyway, we'll keep walking a little bit and see what we can see. Path goes for a ways. It's either just a path made for looking for wood. Oh, actually, there used to be a second campsite back here. There's a fire ring right there. Been long forgotten, it looks like. Well, I don't have too much interest in going any further. Let's head back. Check out the other path. I imagine that's where the potty is. Oh, sorry, I'm consuming my dinner still. Man, that lobster mushroom is cool. That's exciting. The other one I found was soft. And kind of gross, they say. Not to eat them then. So I'm not sure why that one smelled much more lobstery. Supposedly they take on that smell. But it actually can be and parasitize a few different varieties of mushrooms, so the flavor changes a bit. Oh, I found the potty. And that's it. I think that's the extent of the exploring I'm going to do, which is too bad. This is kind of a cool campsite. Ooh, second potty. Fancy. Old school wood one. I was squatting in at my other campsite. There's plenty of fallen dead trees. I could have really made some good fire. Trail goes on a ways. See some markings. I like that this one's not right on a trail, a four-wheeler trail. So those are fun to walk with the hopes of finding grouse. Oh yeah, this goes on a ways. I wonder if this gets to a trail. It's probably how it's maintained. We'll probably hunt it maybe. Oh, it's getting a little more overgrown back there, so I think I'm going to stop. Go back to my seat, finish my dinner. I'm actually starting to chill a bit now, which is good and bad. I've dried off. My shirt's soaked up all the sweat, so it didn't take long for me to dry. I got a new shirt on now, dry one. So I think I'll throw a hoodie on, sit, and just relax. And that sounds amazing right now. I'm doing this all on my phone right now because my battery's dead and I just don't want to muck around with my GoPro. Alright, home sweet home. Catch you guys later. I did end up bringing this home to cook with the grouse for dinner. Good morning. Just chilling in my hammock for a minute. Got my underquilt keeping my butt warm. And my sleeping bag on my lap. And my slippies. I'm pretty comfortable. Don't get me wrong, it is cold this morning. It has to be about as cold as it was yesterday. No frost on anything, which was kind of surprising to me. Because last night, or early this morning, I was having a hard time staying asleep. Because if I didn't have my arms on my chest, they would get cold. But I think this is the coldest temperature I'd want to bring this sleeping bag into, because I was just a shy away from comfortable last night. Any colder and I think I'd probably not be sleeping at all. Anyway, it's a little early still, not super early, 7:30. So the sun, I believe, is technically risen, though not through the trees yet. Not over the trees yet. But I'm going to try and get a little bit earlier start today, because this river, even though right here it looks like it's moving good, seems to be kind of a slow haul. And I got one more portage I got to worry about. I'd like to get out at a decent time. Alright, well, I got my coffee boiling over there. Once that water's hot, again, I filtered it, though that's becoming a pain because that Be Free is barely more than a trickle, and it has not seen that much use. So I don't understand why it's being such a pill. Yeah. kind of knew that going into this trip, but for my last trip, after it had dried out and I just filled it with tap water, it was flowing like new, and I was like, oh, we're good. But the second it had to filter some actual water, it went right back to how it was my last trip, which was annoying but usable. And now it's barely even usable. Like, it took me probably longer to fill that pot with filtered water than it will take to boil it. So that filter is definitely done. I might be over bee-free altogether. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for this morning, I think. I'm going to start packing up before my coffee's ready, and then probably have some coffee and breakfast before I get in the boat. It's just easier that way. Alrighty, guys. Alright, I am off. A little bit earlier than yesterday, but not by much. I got about half as far to go. It took me about 7 hours, man. I was barely doing better than 2 miles an hour. But did stop for a half hour to chat a guy up during lunch. And spent a few minutes getting that grouse. So hopefully this should be pretty easy. Got one section of rapids just before the lake. Hopefully I don't have to portage that. If I do, well, regardless, I think when I get to the lake, I'll have to bag up my gun and probably break into a beer or two as I paddle. I got some coffee left, which normally I put that away, but some coffee and breakfast to eat as I go here. Paddling's a little bit easier. I'm definitely a little bit lighter. My cooler used to be a huge burden, but now it's pretty light. Down to just a few beers and a little bit of ice and then that grouse. And I did end up keeping that mushroom. It is in such good shape. I'm going to try and cook it up when I get home. I'm not really sure how to do it, but it's supposed to have kind of a fishy, lobstery taste. Then I'm thinking maybe a scampi and some butter. Just really fry it up tasty. To be honest, I don't even really like mushrooms. I just like the idea of foraging. So, tried a giant puffball not too long ago. Oof. Might be edible, but just barely. No matter how much you cook it, it keeps that spongy innard. Tried battering it, tried frying it. No good. I took all my outer layers off, so it was pretty warm loading up in the sun. And now I'm regretting it because it is chilly in the shade. That won't last long though, I think. As I keep paddling, should keep warm. Really, that's all I got for you for now. Maybe if I spot something worth shooting, I'll pull you back in. Otherwise, I probably won't see you till the rapids. Alright, safe travels. Coming up to the first rapids. These are marked on the map as 2 or 3s, which makes me a wee bit more nervous. It says there's a portage on the left, which I don't see yet. That flow over there doesn't look great, so I'm going to go on this side. And it's slow enough where I can backpedal out of here. This is a cool little island. Just a huge hunk of rock with some trees on it. Very cool. You can hear those rapids ripping. I kind of forgot these were on here. What I got going this morning. I got these, and then one more set just before the lake. Oh, I see the portage sign off over there. Be a big cut across the river if I gotta get to it. I'm gonna go ahead and lock my gun down now, so if it gets out of hand, I won't lose it. Now this says that the portage is only 100 yards, and that it's a short 3 2-foot ledges with offset chutes. It doesn't tell me which side to start on, so it kind of looks like right there. And the current's definitely picking up a bit. I'm going to make my way to the portage and try and scope it out. Oh yeah, so that's a chute, which doesn't look bad. The first of 3. I think I'm just going to do it. It's only a 100-yard portage, which isn't terrible, but doing it 6 times, that's still only a half mile. It shouldn't take me long, but I don't know how well groomed it is. The ledges look pretty well spaced out too. So I think I'm gonna just go for it. Wish me luck. Nice. Imagine that's one down. Not bad. Oh, big rock. Try to split these guys. Now get turned around. Go right for another rock. There we go. What do you think? Is this ledge 2 already? I don't see anything in front of it. This might be ledge 3. Easy peasy. Oh, that's not bad at all. Granted, I might not be done. Who knows? Could have just been ledge 1. But it's only a 100-yard portage. It's got to come out like right here. I wonder if the portage comes out on that rock for it to only be 100 yards. Alright, now here's the question. That looks pretty shallow. Maybe if I go wide, I can drop in. Man, even though that was fairly easy, having it in my head that it could be 2 or better, got my nerves racked a little bit. Oh, rock. Let's not get you in the scraper. Ooh, scraper good. Not bad. Oh, it saved me a little bit. I got pretty lucky yesterday. I didn't have to do any real portaging. I just had to jump that rock. Which is definitely the right choice because that one was a little freaky. Just right off the hop. Probably would have dumped instantly. Well, it looks like it. I suppose I'm obviously not too hopeful for getting anything off the water, but if I think about it, I'll turn you on and shoot something. Otherwise, I'll see you at the next shoot. Rapids. There's a cool little bridge right there in the woods. Going to this island with these big pines on it. That's pretty cool. There must be some private property there. I did just pass a little hunting shack, big no trespassing sign. And I think I see a boat in the woods there too. But man, that would be really cool to have. Probably try and clean that out a little bit. That'd be cool to own this little island. I see a bench there. See another little bridge right there. I thought it was a boat at first, but it must be a marshy area. Little, I don't know what that is. Shed or something? Boathouse? It's a cool little spot. This couldn't possibly be the Vermilion. There's a historic crossing. That can't be this. That's pretty cool though. We'll pull out the old map here, digital map, and see where I'm at. Oh yeah, this is. This is the historic crossing point. Looks like, I wonder if there's a trail that'll get you to that bridge then, so you can check it out. Looks like it used to go to right there. Huh. Very cool. Looks like there might be some trail up that way too. Well, that's it, just wanted to share that little historic mark for you. Which means I'm moving along at a decent pace. Sign up here, which actually I don't even think is the portage. It looks like the portage is a little further up. So I think this is just a warning. Dangerous rapids, portage on the right kind of thing. And then I see the portage sign there. Probably a distance listed on there too. So this is the second time I've seen this particular sign. I have seen big orange warning signs saying to scout ahead, but this one with the broken canoe signifying dangerous rapids. And it says there, what does it say? 300 yards. And then the portage is in 200 yards, and that one's got an upside down canoe. You know, because you're portage. So I think I'm gonna work my way up on the left because it looks like it's slow. And the rocks there will keep me from going where I don't want to go. Get a peek at these rapids. And I'm hoping the river is at just the right level where the rapids are passable but not daunting, you know? Given the fact that it looks like the river just drops, probably not a great sign. We might beach up on that island and take a look. Another option would be to walk them if there's a shallow area. That way I don't have to carry all my gear. Oh, my math is definitely off. It'd be 13, it'd be like 1440. So, first glance they look doable, but that is just the very tip of the iceberg there. I think I might come beach over here and take a look. Current's definitely picking up over here, but not enough things to kind of keep me from getting sucked down there. I wouldn't be able to go down. Oh, see? Actually kind of wedged right here, this rocky bit. Well, I'm just going to get out right here, walk my boat to a spot where I can take a look. Oh, slick. It's wedged up here. Well, doesn't look super easy. Doesn't look super treacherous either. I don't know where I would drop in at though. There's all rock there. Maybe come off of this. Right down the middle. Boulder, skirt right of that. Man, that's all boulders and ledges there. I don't see how I could get through this. Along this edge here, it is just all boulder. Maybe if I came straight. There might be a path there. I don't think I like the looks of it because then I got this thing. These big series of rocks there. That's the way right, maybe. I don't like it. I don't think I'm going to do it. Looks a little too hard to negotiate in my 14-foot canoe and all that gear. So I'm going to go back to the portage, walk around it. If I have a last minute change of heart, I'll let you know. So I'm on the portage. Thought I'd bring you for my first walk. One direction. I got my heavy pack, my shotgun. Switch to a holy, look at that hive. Looks inactive, but that's a big one. Try not to mess with it. Well, I think I'm going to bag my gun. Oh, maybe not. My phone's in my life jacket. I left it behind, but I'm going to get out of my waders. Put my boots on. I shouldn't have to get out of my boat again. So, this might be it for you guys. Well, that's the end of the portage. All told, I probably spent a half hour. Not even 20 minutes. That is not bad. 20 minutes on that portage. Now I have, looking at the map, even though it's undeveloped, it's not public lands right on the edges. I mean, technically there's a easement or whatever along the riverbank, but I've got maybe a mile and I'm in the lake, and I'm like, well, even if it was legal to shoot on that lake, I wouldn't want to. It is heavily populated and developed on all sides. So, plus getting on that lake's gonna be a pain. Once I'm on it, I gotta paddle open waters. Well, I've been making good time so far. I just don't want to be farting around with a gun on top of it. So I'm all packed up, got my waders off. I don't know if you can see that. No waders. I trimmed down to a single layer, which was good because that my undershirt was already soaked in sweat. So now I'm just wearing this lightweight shirt. So it's the wind in, cools me off, but I still, but it's dark, so it still catches some sunlight and keeps me warm. And what am I seeing over here? Is that a tent? No, it's a overturned boat, maybe? I'm not sure what's over there. Guessing it's a private development over there. Private property. Nothing marked. Pileated woodpecker just flew into that tree there. Yeah, I think that's, so that's just a boat. Someone must own that land there. I wonder if they shoot this. I don't know, who knows? Who knows what they do? I like to speculate. I assume everyone's doing what I'm doing. Or thinks about doing what I'm doing, but I don't know that this would be any good. There's a little bit of tall grass, maybe on that side it could be. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Feeling pretty good, a little stiff here and there, especially from carrying lopsided loads. I do gotta say, I love this boat, but shortly before I got it, the company, Swift, Canadian outfit, they switched the style of their yokes. So now they screw into the gunnels, which is okay. I mean, it's quick. You just gotta worry about where the screws are and stuff. You don't want to forget them. I usually make sure I always have them in the same place. But every once in a while, it's probably because my paddle's a little too short, my hand scrapes the gunnel and will catch the metal rivet right on the nail, and oh man, does that sting. So, I'm not a fan of that aspect of it. But to top it off, I've only had this thing for a couple of years. It's gone on a couple of long lake trips, a couple of river trips. Not a lot of use. Some use, good use, but light seasonal use over 3 years. And one of the screws, the portion inside the gunnel no longer screws. You know, the nut or whatever in there broke off or is stripped bare. I don't know how that happened, but it did. It doesn't screw in anymore. And this was the first time I wasn't able to get it at all. Usually I can get it a little bit, or when I turn the boat upside down, it'll let me screw it in. But nope, no go this time. None whatsoever. So that was pretty frustrating. Actually, I'm thinking about it right now. I don't know where. Oh, I think it's stuck in there. Okay. Well, if I lost them, that would suck. But I think I'm going to have a word with Swift to see about how to get that fixed. Yeah. See if there's an easy fix for it. Though I doubt it. Those things are like fused into the gunnel. They don't come out the other side or anything, so I don't know what to do about that. Hopefully they'll give me a deal or something on their old style of yoke, which was friction fit. So it had little bumpers or whatever on the underside, and you'd put it in there and adjust them so that it was snug. But I don't know, we'll see. And then the other people I gotta have a word with is the Be Free. That seriously has done 2 trips. That's it, 2 trips. This was its like second trip. And it didn't even, I mean, the first one was a week long. Halfway through, it went down to a trickle. And then I think I got one bottle out of it before it became a nightmare to try and drink out of, let alone filter water for coffee or anything like that. So, a couple of gear issues, but all in all, a really good trip. Alright. This bit of river almost feels like it's going backwards. It is so slow. The wind's just swirling in here. I feel it come off my left side, and then I feel it hit me in the face from the right. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long to get out. I'm on, like, I don't even know, the last half. 3-4 miles, and I think it was a total of about 8. It's just about the last 3 miles is all lake. So, I'm sure you're asking yourself, what am I going to do if I don't have my gun out? If my waders on? If I'm not going to be trying to shoot birds? Well, I tell you what, something I haven't been able to do on the trip because I had my gun out, because I was hunting. It is, oh, it's about noon somewhere, and it's noon on the East Coast, and that's good enough for me. I'm going to have me 3 Floyd's beer. Alpha King IPA. Little tribute to anyone who celebrates noon Eastern. I'll try not to miss one if I can help it. That makes it sound like I have a problem. It's not that bad. But I don't know, maybe I'll catch up with you guys when I get back to the lake, or if I see anything cool. Man, if I scare up a duck or a grouse right here, oh, let's face it, I probably wouldn't have been able to shoot it anyway, but it'll be annoying that my gun's put away. Well, in case I don't catch up with you guys again, it was fun taking you on the trip. Having someone to talk to, even if really it's just been myself the whole time. Alright, so I've been on the lake for a mile or two, probably just a mile, but if you see way over there, there's some blue and clearing in the trees. That would have been my takeout, but I didn't really feel super comfortable leaving my car there, so instead I opted for 3 miles further down on the lake where I parked before. This is just a massive reservoir lake, which leads to some really cool terrain. There'll be tiny little rock piles with single trees growing out of them and stuff like that, and little islands and stuff. There's a lot of campsites here also. And here I got, quickest would be to cut across this open portion of the lake here and get to that corner. Doesn't sound super fun, but I think that's what I'm going to do. There's not too many boats out right now, which is nice. A lot of people in these motorboats can be kind of rude. So I'm going to cut you guys off so I can focus on paddling and where I'm going. Just thought I'd share my current predicament. Really kind of wishing I had parked up there. Would have saved me a lot of paddling. I still got to cross under a bridge, which I can see a car out there driving on it. That's a ways. That's a ways. Alrighty. Catch you later.